I see there's probably a possibility of a deeper discussion that's going on how do they work together towards 2027. So those words are not just thrown out the way you can see there. Everybody, it's still has an orange. Maybe even Sifuna kind of knew how to bring out that statement out of the president.
It could be bigger than that. I like what you're saying, and perhaps I would want for us to understand some more. Is this then that there's an acknowledgement that the UDA party has not performed as expected? Because remember, they had intentions of making sure that it takes the face of the likes of CCM, that they incorporate almost all the parties to make that one strong party. So are they slowly acknowledging that this is not nigh? Maybe you can come in. Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is they have faced some resistance going that direction. You know, Fort Kenya has said we are not going to be to be part of UDA. Mudavadi accepted, but last week you saw another element. Even though he actually collapsed his party, it was being said we have formed another one, which seems to be also like in case things get bad, I can jump to the other side. And I think really the issue is. I like this debate about what he said to Sifuna, that, I'm a founder member of ODM, and be careful what you say.
Right.
It could be a point also that as we move to the future, don't be surprised to see even ODM being either swallowed by UDA or UDA being swallowed by UDA. And because there was also this argument that Ruto might also defend his position as a ODM presidential candidate than UDA.
Okay.
So these possibilities are all there. But to me, the way I look at it, Linda, and I think this is what is critical, when you look at some of these cartoons, what they are saying is, they're just trying to portray some different scenarios which are likely to happen. Okay. And one is what we have discussed. The other important point is, when Ruto says, you're saying Ruto must go, to me, I've heard this statement so many times. It doesn't bother me. You're calling me so many names. It doesn't bother me. I think he should have reacted to the same way to the echoes of war.
Okay.
He should have said, this scenario, I've seen it so many times, let's move on.
Okay.
And then, because by that statement, what's he telling Kenyans is, he's going to focus his eyes on the ball. And the ball is to deliver to Kenyans. So that this side shows, even decides to ignore some, and the actual not the side shows, because to me this is serious feedback coming from the people who voted for you. When people say, SHA is not working, when people call you Kasongo, when people call you the tax collector, Sagayo, they are saying, the way you are doing things, we are not happy with it. So it's like we are giving you feedback, and as a president, I would be serious. I may not be able to comment, but I would be serious internally to interrogate some of the things coming from the public, because that's what tells you whether you're doing well or not doing well. And even though you might not need to react to them, but you can actually act on some of the issues because they make sense. So I'm imagining, even though publicly can say he ignores them, I imagine when he sits down in his office, although as the senator was saying, I doubt whether he hardly sits in his office to reflect on some of these things. Okay. This I think he should be asking himself, when people call me Sakayo, why that name? Okay. And what is the implication of that name? When they call me Kasongo, what is the implication? When they say I must go, what is the cause of that I must go? Because all along, we said Moi must go, we said Kibaki must go, we said Uhuru must go, but at any point, there was a reason why Kenyans were saying this one must go. So the thing is, not everybody has been told you must go, but the reasons behind you must go. That's what they should be interrogating with this team and see whether they can do something to minimize. Because you realize the must go for Honorable Ruto is totally different from the must go for the others. Okay. His must go is becoming a national issue. Even the students, you saw when the echoes of war was stopped, the students were all doing what? Must go. When you go to a Kenyatta University and people are addressing other issues, the students just broke and all of us, Ruto must go. Yeah. So this must go is not the normal must go. And I think that's what should now be a wake-up call to him, that he needs to interrogate why this must go. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. When I heard him yesterday reassure Kenyans that he would deliver, that was good news, good music to us. Because If you can deliver, we'll be happy.
Better.
You know, if